Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers walkthrough channel. Thank you for watching. This is the Afterstory. Oh boy. So, here we are. And as you can tell, Ryzilla has left, so I am now working with Breloom, of course. But Breloom, I don't think Breloom can talk. So I think I'm going to do all the talking here. And we're going to start off by going to each section and then telling you what item it is. Now, since I did a pre-taping of this episode, then that means I can't get the items again. But I am going to go through the scientist dialogue, and I'm going to tell you how many Pokemon you need in your decks. Now, before you all say, "Whoa, wait, why is the scientist not giving me the Pokemon yet?" There's a difference between seen and owned. You need at least 50 owned. It doesn't really matter if the Pokemon's caught with your OT or not. It just matters if it's owned as of the time that I'm taping this. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over to Route 11. Route 11, that sounds like a fun place. Route 11 is right here. So we're going to go to Vermilion. Vermilion's a very popular city, so I wouldn't be surprised if I kind of lag out here. Alright. So, wow. By the way, this is the brand new spring mod by Darkshade. Man, Darkshade had this mod, like, I don't know how many years ago, but it still holds up today, which says a lot about Darkshade's quality of work. It says a lot about it. So, yeah, thank you, Darkshade, for that really good mod. All right, this scientist, he gives an item finder. So let's go through his dialogue, since I kind of already went through. And don't worry, I'm going to provide a slide right here, just like what I do with the Roy Rogers tutorial series. Unlike the Roy Rogers tutorial series, I'm not going to be having the annotation of the timestamps, because I figured that, you know, the walkthrough is supposed to be about quality content, so I'm going to make sure that I perform my best. I'm not saying that the tutorial channel is not about quality, but what I am saying is that the walkthrough is a little bit more emotional than the tutorial series, which is just objectivity at its finest. So, there we go. This guy gives the item finder. You need at least 30 Pokemon. 30 Pokemon, and they have to be at least owned. Not seen, owned. The slide is right here. Alright, so what is he saying? There are items on the ground that may be hidden from view. Use the item finder to detect my hidden items, or any hidden items close to you. It's almost as if the scientist put the items there. Oh man, I'm sorry for ruining your dialogue there. The machine is a bit limited. It cannot pinpoint item locations. When it does, it shows the direction where the item is. Use it to get your bearings, then search the suspected area by hand. Bearings. I'm sure that every feminist is very, very triggered by this word right here. Poor word choice. NPC, if you don't want to go into a controversy. I don't want to talk about feminism and stuff. I don't want to talk about all that. This is a fun channel, so I'm not going to dive into any political conflicts there. So, yeah, I want to be a little careful about your wording, NPC. I want to be a little bit careful. Alright, so now, Route 16. Route 16 is going to be... I have a little red dot right there. Alright. It's alright. I like the decoration. Let's see. Oh, There's no red dot. For a moment there, I thought it was on my screen. Alright. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to this place in a moment. Actually, we're gonna get to this place near the end. This is where the fun stuff hits. But first, I gotta show you where all the items are. All right, so you already know what the item. You already know where the item finder is. This guy, the Amulet Coin. Amulet Coin. You need at least 40 owned Pokemon. You need 40 owned Pokemon. You can find them up there. Don't worry. I'm gonna provide a location. I'm gonna also provide the location in the slides as well. So there we go. I'm gonna read through his dialogue as well. An Amulet Coin is an item to be used by a an Amulet Coin is an item to be held by a Pokemon. If the Pokemon appears in a winning battle, you will earn more money. Oh, great. So, yeah. Spoiler alert for anyone that wasn't watching the walkthrough series. People already kind of nailed the Amulet Coins. So I appreciate the Amulet Coins. Thank you for the people that contributed to my experience and my co-hosts' experiences. We all appreciate it here at the Roy Rogers Walkthrough channel. Thank you. Alright, and let's see, the XP share. Wow, I'm just wearing that. Hang on. That I am wearing that. That is awesome. I like that little red decoration there. All right, Route 15. Let's see. 15 is right. No. Right here. So I need to get to Fuchsia, where the opera singing gym leader is. Man, that was a fun episode for anyone that had not tuned in. It was really fun, you know. My co-host and I, behind the scenes, we were like laughing almost after our tapes. So sometimes we were just like, I can't believe we did this. Good times. Alright, let's go and get to this guy's dialogue. XP share is an item to be held by a Pokemon. A Pokemon will receive a share of the XP points without having to battle. Oh, great. So XP, you need about 50 owned Pokemon, at least. And then you know what scientists to talk to. Alright? So, provide that with the slide right there. And now we get to the fun stuff. So, I'm going to be right back, and we're going to go to the Seafoam Islands, and I'm going to tell you something really, really special about it. Alright, we are back. If for anyone that does not know how to access Seafoam Islands, you can just fly over to Fuchsia, and then you can just surf here. Alright, so you can jump down all these ledges, you can battle all the trainers here. If I do bump into a trainer, I want to have Raichu in front, because Raichu is a Pokemon with a type advantage, because electric type and it has Thunderbolt, so it can take out any tough opponents. So yeah. Alright, so let's just in case I bump into anyone, which I'm gonna try to not bump into anybody, but if I do, but please don't yell at me. Alright. Oh man. So, for any of you that may not know where I got the inspiration for Rhyzilla, Rhyzilla was a concept that was thought of because it just matched Rhyhorn's personality. I'm sure you all remember this. Rhyhorn mad, Rhyhorn, what was it? Rhyhorn need leaf or something like that. Where did I get that from? You may ask. Well, I visualize Rhyzilla as kind of like an angry Pokemon, to be honest with you. I have a figurine of Rhyzilla and Rhyhorn because, you know, those two are kind of like the first two Pokemon that I ever there's a word that's really difficult that not many people know. So it's called an anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic. There we go. Anthropomorphic. For any of you that do not know what that means, you know, making animals or something as simple as a pencil have humanistic characteristics. So, like I said, I have a figurine of Rhyhorn and Rhyzilla because it marked the first time that I've ever done that. So, yeah. Rhyzilla was a very difficult concept to think. I was like, I was asking myself, how can I be able to make Rhyzilla and not I don't know how to say this. How could I make Rhyzilla and not make him so boring, or her boring, because it was a female? Whenever I bought it off of GTL, I didn't really pay attention to the gender, to be completely honest. So I was kind of thinking, I was going on the drawing board. I was like, hey, maybe I can make Rhyhorn so angry and stuff, and I don't even have to think of an inspiration. But once Rhyhorn evolved, it had 2 feet, and it looked kind of like a humanistic, like, dinosaur thing. And I was like, man, how can I capture this? By the way, we're at Seafoam Cave. Man, that went really fast. I love kind of telling you guys after I get done taping. I love telling you guys about how certain things worked in the Where Rogers walkthrough series. So I was looking for inspiration for the Rhyhorn, right? Or actually for Rhydon, because I knew that eventually Rhydon was going to hit. I knew that. So I was kind of looking in my mind. I was like, what sort of person can be able to mimic Rhyzilla's personality? For any Rosie O'Donnell fans, I don't know what to say here. You may be happy with my findings, or you may be a little bit upset about them. Ultimately, you kind of know what I'm going to say here. Rhyzilla was inspired by Rosie O'Donnell, because every single time I look at Rosie O'Donnell, she was really, what was the word? She was really perfect, really perfect with Rhyzilla, because Rhyzilla and Rosie O'Donnell, those two have something in common. Those two are very aggressive and very crass as well. And Rosie O'Donnell, she doesn't care if she offends some people, and Rhyzilla also shares that as well. And oh yeah, by the way, one note. First of all, there's a water stone here, so I'm gonna put a ding here. So there's the water stone. Man, I can just talk about my segment. It's really interesting, you know, how the Roy Rogers walkthrough series, how it all came together. But yeah, hey, myself in the editing room. Did you dial? Did you ding it yet? I'm going to presume that I said yes. So I'm going to move on. One special note about the Seafoam Island caves. You can surf here. Look. Look at this. I'm not being pushed. Look at this. Look at this. I'm literally surfing. I don't even need to move boulders around. I wanted to show you guys that because back when I released the pilot of the Afterstory, here's what happened. So I was here and I was breaking my back here in the game, just moving stones back and forth, and I found out, man, I was wasting all this time. I was wasting all this time, and I wasn't getting anywhere. Oh, I guess I can't enter there. Yeah, so the staff have been really, really nice, and they cut down the effort that you need to do in the Seafoam Islands. Also, another note is that I'm not going to break my back searching for all the Pokeballs like I did in my previous episodes. I'm going to break my back finding all the hidden items, because those are the items you can't see. The Pokeballs are the items you can see, so I think that you can do that. And also because, in the pilot, I also took all the hidden items, or actually, I already took all the items here at Seafoam Islands, so let's just say that I don't have any items to hunt for. Man, I'm just like, time is flying so fast just talking about my segment. What's another thing I talk about? Well, I think I talked about the concept of Rhyzilla. Now let me talk about the concept of Rhyhorn. That is a really interesting story. How come I came up with Rhyhorn? Well, back during the, what was it? I think it was the 3rd or 4th episode. During a break of mine, Mario came up to me and he asked, "Roy, you've been doing all these skits, and you're just not involving us that much." And I was like, okay. And I was kind of thinking of some way how to do that, but yet I didn't want to deter from the other episodes. So I was thinking, how can I be able to move my co-hosts into a much more involved state? And I came up with an idea. Rhyhorn. And, or in particular, man, I said that so wrong. When I bought Rhyhorn on GTL, I had no idea what was going to go on. To be honest with you, the reason why I did GTL was because I wanted to advertise the feature and, and make this game look really, really good. Hang on. I'm going to be back. I'm going to fly over to another place. So here's Seafoam Islands. There we go. And there's a cave. And I just showed you a hidden item with a ding. Okay. So we're going to head over to the power plant, and I'm going to tell you Rhyhorn and how my co-host felt about being involved. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I decided for newer players, I'm just going to go all the way from Cerulean, because I feel like that newer players, some of them can't figure out where the power plant is, and I'm asked frequently where it is, so I'm just going to fly over to Cerulean, and I'm going to use cut. You know what the great thing is about battling all these trainers? I know a lot of players enjoy avoiding these trainers, but the reason why I battle them is so that way I can just go about my adventure, and I won't have to care. See, the lady doesn't have the exclamation point. Some people don't have the exclamation point. It was not just for entertainment value. It's because I wanted to, breeze through this, because I knew that I was going to be covering this in the Afterstory at some point. Alright, so there is a Pokemon Center nearby, so if you need to recover, there you go. Now, alright, so now let me tell you about how my co-host felt about it. So, my co-hosts and I were kind of figuring out how I can get them more involved. like, well, maybe we can kind of help you do a quest. But then Master Zoo. Now, since we're done with the story mode, now I can kind of declassify his name since he kind of did it already. Jerry Zoo, yeah. When I saw Jerry's character, Master Zoo, have such a close fondness to his Pokemon, let's be honest here. I didn't really feel much of a bond between the starter. Whenever I named it Head Game Master, sometimes I'd be very nervous as to, oh boy, what would Squirtle think? As soon as I named it, I'm sure a lot of staff are probably, you know, they're probably laughing, or, you know, sort of Squirtle's laughing hearing this from me, but yeah, I was scared. I was like, it's like, oh boy, what's Squirtle gonna think? You know, I put him in the adventure. It's kind of a daring decision, and you know, and I thought that doing the an anthropomorphic attitude with Squirtle, I didn't want to be how should I put it? Since Squirtle is a head game master, and you know, since Master Zoo, he just named his Charmander Dynasty. Master Zoo, he didn't really have to worry about treating his dynasty like a pet. I kind of worried for the starter, because I couldn't treat him like a pet. You know, Squirtle's an actual person. He's, you know, he's head game master. He's like I think his job title is head game master, and he's also the controller of the game. So it'd be a little bit misfitting for me to treat the Pokemon Squirtle like the way how Master Zoo treated his dynasty. So, you know, I was kind of testing out a little bit with the Bird of Wonders. Bird of Wonders is actually one of the oldest ones, but I wasn't able to personify it. That was Rhyzilla's main trophy. Well, actually, Rhyhorn, technically. Rhyhorn, I was able to personify Rhyhorn. Oh, by the way, here is a Thunderstone, I think, right? Alright, there we go. Or Max Ether. Sorry about that, I'm getting a little bit mixed up. The Thunderstone comes a little later. Sorry about that, I was just kind of looking at my script here, but yeah. Alright. So, let's go in here, and I'm going to go and talk a little bit more about this. Our plant. Alright, so I was going to talk about the walkthrough. Okay. Rhyzilla's popularity, and I have to give a large thank you to Jerry, because Jerry was marketing the daylights off of this Rhyzilla. Ever since it evolved, it became pretty much a good logo for the Roy Rogers walkthrough series. Well, not really a logo, more of a mascot. It became a really good mascot. I thank Jerry so much for marketing the daylights off of that. And Jerry, if you're watching me, thank you. I appreciate it. But alright, so I'm going to look at the script here because there's another item somewhere. Alright, so there is a Max Ether in one of the machines. Okay. Now these Pokeballs, they're alright, so I can get them. They're on the way. I don't have to worry much. I don't have to work really hard to get them. Later on, I do plan to cover the Cerulean Cave, in the Afterstory series, so I may have to let you get them, because the Ultra Balls is, you know, it's really, really near to the exit, so I don't want to break my back going all the way there, since there's only one hidden item in Cerulean Cave. Alright. What can I talk about? Yeah. What was another walkthrough thing? So, you know how long I was planning this walkthrough? It was like a year. Actually, yeah, more than a year. 2 years. Going on 3. And I was able to get the walkthrough. By the way, oh no, never mind. I kind of confused that machine. You see, here, I'm not sure if you all know this, but behind the scenes, I have the hidden item locations, and then the ones that Forfeiter has. Credit to him as well. Thank you so much for this guide. I really appreciate it. And I have a picture. Here's what I did. I literally copied and pasted all the pictures of a Forfeiter locating these items. I think that's a vault orb, so I may not want to touch that. Alright, so I'm seeing Pikachus everywhere. But the problem is that I kind of already have a light shade here. Oh yeah! Oh, I can tell you about that! Man. I was thinking about what to tell you guys. So, light shade. By the way, for Dark Shade, if you're listening to this, Light Shade, I didn't name it because of your name. I'm sorry. There's a completely different story as to how I named it. Okay. Let me start off with this. Alright. I'm just going to take a risk here. TM25, that's probably Thunder. I don't know. I haven't checked. Alright. So, what is the story with Light Shade? How did I name it? Well, here's what happened. During the break, or actually, and then it kind of went into the camera. I was curious as to what to name Pikachu. And then I was originally going to name it Light Shade. Or not Light Shade, sorry. Lampshade. And I misspoke. I said Light Shade. I said let's name it Light Shade, and I was like, wait, hang on, I want to name it Light Shade, and then Jerry was laughing so hard. He was like, yeah, just name it. The best part about it is that moment was actually on camera. I don't know if I have the clip or not. I don't think I do. But it's probably archived somewhere. My archives are very, very large. Of all the segments I've been doing ever since I first got the software, which was back in 2014. that's a pretty interesting history. All right. Yeah, I kind of knew the self-destruct was going to hit, and I think I couldn't escape because Electrode has the ability. Has the speed of a wrecking ball. So I would rather not run away and not give Electrode the opportunity to self-destruct. So there we go. All right, back to my story. So. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Light Shade was a mispronunciation, or not mispronunciation. Sorry, it was a miss. What do they call that? I misspoke. There we go. It was misspoken. Misspoken. There we go. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. By the way, Elixir, ding it, right there. Alright. By the way, I'm not sure if you know this. I'm not sure if I said this or not in one of my walkthrough episodes, but did you know I literally have a checklist of all this stuff? Did you know I literally have a checklist of all the hidden items that are located here? Every single nook and cranny in the game. I literally have a checklist, and I just check them all off every single time I get the item, so that way, so I won't be confused. All right. So, for instance, the Seafoam Islands. Let's see. All right. You may hear the script going here. This is the script I use, which means, you know, the dialogue I literally come up on my own. But whenever I say the script, it's not a script in the traditional sense. It's a script as in, like, it's locations of every single hidden item. So Forfeiter's Guide is my script, kind of. Let's see. So, let's see. Thunderstone. Oops. Thunderstone is... Wow, I'm just messing up today. Right here, in the center. Dang it, right there. Alright, so Thunderstone, we got that. And with that, we pretty much knocked out the powerhouse, I think. Right here. There we go. I was looking for it. I was looking for it in the checklist. Alright, so let's see. I think I may have the Seafoam Islands somewhere. Alright, so we got rid of this. Now all we have left is Treasure Island and Mount Ember. But you guys have been wanting this, right? Well, at least I kind of advertised it. So we're going to do item finder things, and while I'm doing item finder things, I'm still going to continue saying stuff about the story, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and I flew right to Celadon. Well, I have the item finder. Now, how do you use it? Well, very simple. All I have to do is just stand right here, and I'm going to go to my bag, key items, right? And then item finder. I have it at a hotkey, so I can use number pad number 5. Let's see if I can drag this. There we go. You all see that? Number 5? Actually, what's so funny is that this is the Roy Rogers News channel and the Roy Rogers tutorial series. My camera is a lot shorter, so I'm used to dragging the hotkey thing right there. So I guess I don't have to do that for my walkthrough series. So as you can see right here, the hotkeys are number pad 5. So I'm going to just click number pad 5 here. So there's the leftovers. I'm going to ding it there. All right. So I'm going to fly over to the other location where, just in case, if you weren't able to catch that Snorlax, you can always catch it in Vermilion. Now there's a bit of a problem. You see, this Snorlax I have not battled yet. That's going to be a bit of a problem because, well, let's just say that I am going to have a good time battling this. And on that note, I'm going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers walkthrough series for more hidden items. Alright, we are back. I just beaten Snorlax, and exactly where Snorlax was standing, if you, I'm going to click number pad 5, and you get another leftovers. Anytime that Snorlax sits here, just think of leftovers. Every single time that you see a Snorlax, just think of leftovers. Just a little word of advice, alright? Alright, so we're not done with the item finder items yet. Once we're done, then we're going to conclude the tape here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the walkthrough. But I might also talk about other things, you know, like the news channel, my tutorial channel. You might find that of interest. Alright, so well, while I'm talking about that, let's go ahead and go to let's get let's get the easy ones out first. So it's pretty easy to get this next item. So the next hidden item that we're gonna plan to get is an item called the Macho Brace, and that really helps with EV training. I don't want to talk about it here because you know this is the walkthrough series, but just the basic summary of it. What it does is if you let your Pokemon hold the Macho Brace, and it's going to really help EV training. But you have to have that Pokemon exposed. So there we go. You can find it right here, right where Giovanni disappeared and where the Secret Service, you know, kind of dragged him out. Alright, Macho Brace. Okay. So we got the 2 leftovers. We got the Macho Brace according to my script. We need the Soothe Bell and the PP Up. Alright, those 2 are very difficult items to get. Well, I mean difficult, not as like difficult as in like, you know, it's like puzzles and stuff. Difficult as in like, man, there are so many mazes. Island 2 is not that hard. Island 2's items are not that hard. Oops, I didn't mean to go there. Alright. Sorry about that. Sorry about my mishap there. Alright, so here's what you need to do. You need to do surf. Some people ask, can I just contact the item without the item finder? The answer is no. You have to literally stand right on it and then do the item finder. And the other way around. You know, if there are actual hidden items that you cannot contact it with the item finder, it's very confusing. These items that I'm showing you now can only be contacted via the item finder. So I'm going to click number pad 5 again. There we go, and there's the ding. PP up. And let's go ahead and get the more rigorous item. The item that's... let's be honest here. This item is going to be so difficult. I don't even know where to begin from here. Okay. Let's go. Now, I battled every single trainer here. Now, oh boy, I could tell you about this. The malfunction. I could tell you about Trump and Team Rocket next, the next Afterstory. But this place, oh man, this place. There were so many camera malfunctions here. During the big conflict, Donald Trump vs Team Rocket, which is a whole nother story, I had to go to Lavender, right? Well, guess what? My camera is like malfunctioning. Fortunately, I was able to get the Giovanni Battle, but that was on another account that I was using for my walkthrough episode. So I was so glad to have a spare account there. So I was able to kind of backtrack, and I was able to get the big mushroom up there. Man, just kind of sandwiching all that. It was just kind of epic, if you think about it. You know, it was like I had to lace the footage together, and man, it was really, really intense. Fortunately, I was able to tape my battle against Giovanni, and I was able to tape the Lavender thing. Now, some people may ask later on in the future, how come you refer to these Lavender people as crazies, and you don't refer to them by, you know, like some sort of witches or something, witches or whatever those guys are called, or ladies? I have an answer to that. The reason why I don't do that is because the Roy Rogers brand, it primarily focuses on enjoyment and happiness. The problem with that is that there's a place called Lavender that's, you know, kind of ruins my brand. It's very, you know, sad, depleted, depressed, and I just didn't feel like that story really fit with my channel. So I had to kind of tune it up a little bit. You know, make the people into crazies, you know, just to try everything possible to, you know, bend over backwards just to make Lavender, you know, not seem so scary. By the way, this is, you all seem to get this by number pad. Now here's the main problem. After you get the Soothe Bell, you're not allowed to use the escape rope because this is a building. So I'm going to have to walk all the way down there, but I don't want to torture you guys with that. So I'm going to be right back, and then we're going to sign off. And you might even hear even more secrets, you know, even more secrets in the trade. I can tell you a little bit about Trump and Team Rocket. And yeah, I'll be back. All right. Well, we just let's go and give a little recap of what we did. So we went over to Seafoam Islands. Well, actually, first we went over and we discussed the scientists, and then we went over to Seafoam Island, over to the Seafoam Cave, and then after that, then we went over to the powerhouse. We located the hidden items, and you know, I was kind of scared of the Voltorps and Electrodes because I couldn't, you know, they're fast and I couldn't escape them. So there we go. Then after that, then we located some of the items via the item finder, and now you guys can just wait for another segment. So and then we get to explore more stuff. Isn't that great? Yeah. Well, anyways, this is the Roy Rogers walkthrough series. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel, like or dislike the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers walkthrough series, signing off. Navigation is key to the Roy Rogers walkthrough series. Woo!